let's have a look at what would have happened if the NBA followed its own rules. I want you to watch Naismith here on this putback dunk and tell me what you notice. The ref's call was offensive basket interference, which it wasn't based off the replay, but those with a keener eye will notice that Naismith is over the line before Siakam releases the ball. And Rule 9, Section 1D says players not occupying lane spaces must remain on the court behind the 3-point line and may not be touching the line or floor inside the line when the ball is released. In other words, don't go inside the 3-point line until the ball has been released by the free throw shooter. So clearly this should have been waved off and the ball given to Cleveland. Well, not so fast. Notice the players in the keyway, they also break a rule, which is essentially the same as I just read out. Players can't touch inside the keyway until the ball has been released by the shooter. I actually have 8 players violating the rulebook of the NBA. So what happens here? Well, basically, if a free throw is attempted and missed, if a teammate and an opponent of the free throw shooter both make a violation, a jump ball should be administered at mid-court between any two players. So here what we would have seen is Naismith's dunk waved off, and then a jump ball in the middle of the court between the two centers of each team, potentially giving Cleveland the ball, but who knows who wins that tap. Now what about Halliburton's rebound and game-winning shot? Well, you can see we've got our friends at the 3-point line and down the keyway, again not following the rule. But there's one more rule I have to explain to you, and that's because Halliburton steps over the foul line before the ball hits the ring, which, you guessed it, is how long the free throw shooter has to wait, meaning 2 teams caused violations, and again another jump ball should have been done. But in reality, the Pacers end up with 5 extra points off offensive free throw rebounds, which helps them win the game. Now, let's be honest, the NBA doesn't actually stick to their rulebook ever. Like, this is how the players always play. Westbrook did it himself just the other day in the knockout game versus the Clippers. And Donovan Mitchell and the Cavs have even been beneficiaries of themselves. You can see here, offensive board, send it to overtime, another lane violation, but it counts. So for consistency, the refs shouldn't call this, but perhaps they should update their rulebook. If you found this interesting, please like and subscribe.